It's been decades since we saw a movie about Mary Poppins, but there's a new clip that debuted in the Oscars that has me asking, what are your powers?
Mary
Poppins.
It is wonderful to see you.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
She's got it, man.
She does. Emily Blunt is...
Isn't it?
Well, Mary Poppins has a very particular personality in that she's kind of a jerk, but I find that hilarious.
I never really. When was the last time you watched Mary Poppins?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
For me, it's got to have been 15 years, but I still remember it. I haven't watched it looking through the glass of like, is she a jerk?
She
messes
jerk.
with the kids.
If you read the books, she's a jerk.
What stuff does she do to people?
She's just not very, I would call her impolite. We'll just say that.
Gotcha. Which in England is punishable by death.
Correct. But she has, well, what we're looking at here is a direct sequel to Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
But we see the children have grown up. Jane and Michael Banks are now grown-ups. Mary is still the same age. In fact, Bert is gone too, replaced by Lin-Manuel Miranda, I believe Jack, who is his trainee, basically.
Yeah.
So what they're implying here is that Mary Poppins is indeed extremely immortal among her other abilities to just appear in paintings, talk to animals, do anything, fly.
It's great.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's only been one movie, right? It's
Yeah,
just
but there
the
have been
Mary
books.
Poppins. There's been books, but I think when you do a reboot like this, you have to prove stuff pretty quickly to the audience, and they just need to show Lin-Manuel Miranda to be like, we got you covered.
But what I wanted to hear was him talking, because as you'll recall, Dick Van Dyke did the worst accent I've ever heard.
Right.
As Bert.
Which, for Lin-Manuel Miranda's sake, good for him, because the bar is real low.
Well, is he gonna try to do it bad again? Or?
Then again, you had like a physical comedian in Dick Van Dyke, and that ability, and that huge comedic face of his, a very expressive face. Lin-Manuel Miranda, we know, is gonna have dynamite songs.
Yes, and dancing.
The question is, are those songs going to be like quasi-raps like he did in Hamilton, or will they be more of like the Moana? Probably
I don't think he wrote the songs for Mary Poppins.
Okay.
So
I want him to.
He's just less performing as a creative director.
I feel like they're going to be benefiting off of the perception that Lin-Manuel Miranda was behind it, even if he didn't necessarily do it. And I didn't research that, and I feel bad about it now, not knowing if he wrote the songs or not.
But I mean, you could say that Jack isn't Cockney, and he would therefore have no accent.
Right.
He'd just sound like an American, which he does.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I'm very curious.
And Blunt really does nail that accent as soon as she turns and says, "Isn't it?" And you're just like, check mark, that's fine, let's move on. You got Q Branch there from the Bond movies. He's pretty cool, and we're going.
I like to see this, but it reminded me, like, what is Mary Poppins anyway?
She's a sprite.
She's an otherworldly creature, I suppose. But I looked into it, and it was all babies are born with a certain kind of magic, but Mary is the only one who's kept it into adulthood.
Oh, wow.
Except I guess that power is also immortality and also all magic.
She's a human stem cell.
Well, I've also read that Neil Gaiman put her in a short story in which she was the nanny for Jesus, so she's that old. And she has also appeared in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So she is omnipresent.
The League of Public Domain Gentlemen? Yes.
Sure, yes. And I forgot this about her. I just thought she was a magical being, but instead she is, I would say, the good version of Pennywise from It. Think about it. She protects the children, all right?
Are you excited about this film? Are you going to see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, but I'm gonna have to rewatch Mary Poppins because this was confusing. Audience, did you feel that way as well? Please let us know on Facebook, Twitter, and below.